Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Farming Simulator 22 as we continue our Start From Scratch Elmcreek run. And I was talking about mulching and cultivating and stuff like that last episode, and I was sitting here, I was actually about to return both these items, and it occurred to me, I was like, wait a minute, there's a connection point on both sides of this mulcher. And I realized that the last time I tried doing the cultivator and the mulcher at the same time, I had the mulcher on backwards. And so I've now connected it properly, and I'm proving to you guys that it does technically work. Mulching on the front, cultivating on the back, awesome. Couple problems though. One, it's still really small. If I was going to do this the right way, I would rather have like the 6 meter mulcher, the 6 meter cultivator on the back, just to get it done really well. The other problem is that this tractor obviously is not powerful enough to actually do this, because it slows down to about 2 to 3 miles an hour, which when you think about it, is not any better. I mean, that would be the same thing if I ran the mulcher first at 7 miles an hour and then ran the cultivator at whatever, 7-8 miles an hour behind it. So I still don't think it's actually worth it. I'm gonna let me finish this pass here, and then I'm gonna do what I was originally gonna do, which is just go turn this stuff in. But I wanted to prove to you guys that I was just making a mistake last time that I tried this, and it does in fact work with a mulcher and a cultivator on the same tractor, which does potentially make a mulcher worthwhile if you're willing to settle for a smaller cultivator than what you could actually run, because you can run really big cultivators. I still think on really big fields it's probably not worth it, but this is starting to feel a little bit more worth it than I originally had thought. So there you go. I just wanted to prove that to you guys, show you guys that I had figured that out, because yeah, like I said, I did not realize there was 2 connection points on this thing. Just out of curiosity. No, I was gonna say, so there's not a way to double connect this, like put the mulcher in front of the cultivator. I don't think that's a way. I think it's only if it had the hooks, it would be possible. But since it's only just the receivables, the things that receives a hook itself, it only hooks to tractors themselves. So we're gonna go drop these 2 off. I'm hoping I have enough money to get a decent sized cultivator, because I really would rather have a bigger cultivator than this little, what is this, 3 meters? It is, disc harrow. 3 meters, yep. So definitely would like something bigger than that. Alright, let's go here. We want to repair, repaint, and sell. And then repair, repaint, and sell. A little bit of money. Let's just pull up our reminder again, cultivator info. So we're using a power harrow, which gives us no stones, but it does give us more weeds. Ideally, we'd use one of those, either a power harrow, disc harrow, something like that. I mean, a cultivator's not bad, because we are... So here's the thing about rolling. If you are going to pull up stones, then obviously rolling you have to do anyway. So if we're going to roll anyway, then it doesn't matter if we pull up stones or not, right? We can kind of just ignore that. For now, I'm going to keep rolling because I do have a good size roller for the size of fields we have. It'll work and it's going to be fine. But if I got a really big field and I couldn't afford the really big roller, I might stop rolling at that point, and that might be my break point. So for now, we do still probably want to continue to roll. There's not anything here, is there? There is a... So there's a forage harvester for... I was just talking about forage harvesters, right? There's the header for a grass collecting forage harvester. Sure would be nice, because that would make it a lot easier, but it is... The problem with this is the other part. It's very expensive. We cannot afford that. Man, why can't we have this trailer on one of my other... it never fails. And maybe it's because I'm looking for it, but it never fails that I always find a piece of equipment on one of the other saves that I want on a different save. Like, it's never fails. It's like the game's taunting me. All right, let's get us a... What do we want? We want... I mean, a good-sized shallow cultivator wouldn't be bad, but our fields aren't that big. I mean, they're big, and I want something bigger than I had. But I don't know if we need to go that big. What's a good-sized disc harrow? Looks like we got 4 meters, go up to 5 meters. What about Power Harrow? That's 6 meter one. It's very expensive though. Would be nice. I mean, it's not a bad setup. What's the other options? I mean, obviously subsoilers, spaders, things like that could work. I don't know what we want to use. We don't have it. We really don't have that much money. I'm gonna have to probably lease this, aren't I? Which is fine. Just want something bigger than we had. Honestly, this one right here is not bad. It's at least a little bit bigger. It's not a massive difference, but it is almost double the width, which will go quite a bit quicker. And at 9 miles an hour, it's not bad. So again, this is a cultivator. I'm sorry, I've got this thing covered up. Sorry about that. I was looking at this one. 9 miles an hour. It does pull up stones though, but again, we're going to be rolling anyway, right? Because we are still going to continue to roll for now, since it's still worthwhile. Yeah, I think we go with this one. It's fine. Again, it's a little bit wider than it was, the one we had, and so it'll go a little bit faster. We'll purchase this because it's basically the same price as the two things we just sold anyway. Maybe a slight bit more, but not much. Need to make sure I pick up my weight on the way back. Now, for the size of fields we have, this will be fine. Once we start getting really big fields someday, then we'll definitely want something different. And again, if we had a strong enough tractor, technically, we could... Well, we'd have to run like something like that, but we could run one of these things, technically. Did I buy that windrower? No, I did not. Let me get this little bit here that got missed somehow. Already getting some rocks, but again, won't matter because we still have the roller. Let's get you started. Let me get the seeder guy set up. So there you go. As you can see, we're not doing the rolling, but that's okay. We are getting it cultivated though, so that's the important thing. Let's get you set up with the planter, seeder. And we are planting sorghum, right? Yes. Just making sure I'm not crazy. Which I am, but for different reasons. Oh, that was it. Sorghum. Probably should have repaired this guy before I started this, but it's alright. We'll get through it. Repair next time we go to the store, hopefully, if I remember. At some point we definitely need to get a bigger seeder as well. Now that we got the bigger field, it's definitely going to be more worth our while. Because, I mean, these small fields, it's fine with the smaller seeder. It gets it done. But with the bigger field down there, field 47, we're going to want something a little bit more beefy. Because the combined total of all our fields is, you know, a decent number of acreage now. This tractor seems to not like the seeder. I mean, it's pulling it mostly okay, but it definitely has trouble. Swap the tractors around here a moment. Well, once this guy finishes, we'll probably swap them around. All right, I'm going to get a little bit of this done. We'll come back when we're a bit further along. All right, we are back. We finished seeding one of the fields, but since this guy's going so slow, I'm going to see if it is primarily because of his repair needs. His horsepower is only 10 horsepower below what the seeder requires, so I feel like he should be getting pretty close to that 7 miles an hour. $4,000 to repair. Yeah, if you've got $4,000 in repair, there's probably definitely something wrong with your engine, my friend. But we'll get that done. Get back over there, see if that helps a bit. Might as well fill you up in gas on the way by. Just make sure we're topped off. Alright, let's see if that helps the seeder go a bit faster now. Oh yeah, well, I say oh yeah. I mean, he was only at 5 miles per hour before. Now he got up to 6. Is he gonna hit 7? Not quite. He's cycling through the gears though. I think it's slightly better. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe just wishful thinking. Probably is. Let's get you filled up with gas as well. I'm not gonna repair you just yet, but we will here shortly. Definitely want to make sure I have you filled up with gas before I run out of money, though. Because you having gas is very critical. $400 in gas, man. Crazy. Interesting, you can't put it down without unfolding. Alright, let's grab our roller. Fun part about the rollers, you can't tell difference. I mean, barely you can see kind of a slight difference in shading. Oh, stupid tree. At some point, I actually have a dream that this field right here will be replaced with other things, like maybe a chicken coop or something. I mean, it's fine. It's a little bit extra crop, but honestly, at some point, the size of it just doesn't make it worth its, you know, it's a lot of work to get a little field, you know, set up, you know. There's a lot of turnarounds, you know, back and forth. And usually the longer the field, the better. All right, my little friend, you did the best you could, and then you're fine. It just, I know this tractor can definitely do it better. We will probably sell this seeder after this set, though. Because again, the next time we got to plant crops on that bigger field, I don't think we want to use this tiny little seeder. Although I don't know if we'll have money for anything else, to be fair. So that might be part of it. Alright, I'll be back when we get a little bit further along again. Alright, we're almost done here. We're doing the last little bits at the moment. We're letting the other tractor do the roller, even though it's not quite powerful enough, because the slower speed actually works out because of the width. So he's actually just now catching up with this guy anyway. So we should be okay. We should be finishing them both pretty quick succession. I did run an experiment between while I was paused. I went ahead over here, and I'll show you guys. I went ahead and ran the hoe across this field because it said it needed the weeder, and oh, now it doesn't. A second ago, what I was going to tell you guys is that I ran it, and when I was walking behind the weeder running, it still said that it needed the weeder, right? It was still saying weeds needs the weeder, and maybe it just took a second for it to take, which is weird, kind of unusual. But now I'm not seeing a single spot where it says it has weeds. So it does seem that if you run the weeder right after doing all this other stuff, you can go ahead and rip up, I guess, effectively rip up the weeds, prevent the weeds from ever occurring, which does also mean that we don't need this hoe anymore. And the reason I was even going down this experiment at all, I did bring this question up in one of my other series. I don't remember if the timing of you guys have seen that yet or not, if you're keeping up with the series, or if this, I don't remember the timing. But anyway, I did talk about this in one of the other series, and the question that I was really kind of getting to is, if I wait till the first stage of growth, a lot of times I need the hoe because it's already too far along. And I was trying to figure out, okay, if I weed right after planting, can I just use the weeder and then I don't ever have to have the hoe? Because the hoe is actually pretty expensive. The hoe is actually pretty expensive. Plus, not only is it expensive, but it's not the biggest thing in the world. There are bigger weeders than there are hoes. The hoe is 9 meters. I could get me a 9-meter weeder right here that does grass planting, which is great. A seeder that does grass. We obviously do seeding for grass, so that can help that as well. And there's obviously other ones that are, also big as well. So it's, and the other thing is that when I was looking at my list of equipment, if you go down that right-hand column, we've got something that's $32,000. The Fendt favorite makes sense. That's the tractor. But the most expensive thing we've got right now is the Einbach Chopstar, which is that hoe. And I was like, okay, if that's that expensive, what can we do to maybe potentially get away from using that at all? And the best thing I could come up with was, if we can weed when it's in this stage, then we never need the hoe, right? Oh, are you really blocked? Okay, you're done. Let's get that thing out of the way over there. Actually, what I can do is return it. I don't need it anymore anyway. I should unblock you. Let's go get you dropped off. So yeah, I think that's the plan. We're going to sell back the hoe because it's worth a lot of money. And we can buy a much cheaper weeder that can also seed. Again, it can only seed grass and canola and stuff, but seeding grass is a pretty big deal. We do a lot of grass seeding. So that way, if we don't pick up the biggest seeder for all the other crops, we can at least seed the grass pretty quickly, Sorry, my nose is itchy all of a sudden. So we're going to grab this thing, and technically the roller over there can also seed grass. Really? I always hate it when I do that. I don't know that I will set that up because I don't know if there's a specific benefit of doing it that way versus just... Because you don't need to roll as soon as you seed grass, right? Right? You could do the regular rolling, but I don't think rolling with the grass roller does anything. I could be wrong. But, so I feel like attaching the seeder to the roller, I mean, it's one less piece of equipment, but if we're going to need a weeder anyway, I might as well just do it that way, if that makes sense. So we're going to get this dropped off. We're going to get repaired up, painted up, sell it off, get us some good chunk of money back, and then just buy us a cheaper weeder, and effectively made some money today. And then we'll run the weeder over that second field as well. But I'm glad I figured that out, because that's definitely much more convenient than waiting for the weeds to grow in. Which is how we used to have to do it in FS19. Again, half of the mistakes that I make, if you guys ever see me make a mistake or be confused about something, it's because of the difference between FS19 and FS22. There's just some nuance there that sometimes I keep getting confused. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm thinking about the FS19 rules, not the FS22 rules. It's just, you get it ingrained into your head and you're just like, oh yeah, this is slightly different. All right, let's get you, oh, only $4 to repair. Nice. But we will repaint you and sell you. 42,000 bucks, not bad. I mean, we did pay 51,000 for it. Did we make our money's worth? Probably not. But at the time we needed it, right? Because I didn't understand this other part. I think between the two, I could grab this 15-meter one. I think I'm going to grab this 9-meter one that can also seed. I don't think we're going to need much bigger than 9 meters. 9 meters is pretty nice. I mean, I definitely see the benefit of this one because it's eventually maybe someday we'll need that one. I mean, I don't want to pay 45,000 bucks for it though. We're going to grab this one. This one's going to be plenty fine for right now. At some point we might grab the bigger one once we have a bigger seeder anyway. I guess I could go and repair this tractor with the extra money we just got. Truth be told, I'd like to bump up your horsepower a bit if I could, but I don't think we can justify that right now. That's a pretty big jump in horsepower, though. Keep that in mind. Remember, big jump in horsepower. If we go up to the 30, I guess because it skips the 20. There is no 20 here. So that's why it's such a big jump. At least that repair wasn't that bad. Man, the value of this thing, I forgot we'd bought this used. The value of this thing is not very high. Not like it's the most expensive tractor in the world anyway, to begin with. But it is definitely pretty low value. 43 hours in to its usage. Alright, I do want to sell the seeder back because, again, next time we plant, I'm going to want to get a bigger one anyway. If we can afford it. If we can't, we'll have to lease it, but hopefully we can buy it. I'm going to crash into you. Go right down the middle of the two. Alright, fine. I won't be mean. Even though I want to be sometimes because the cars are just... Oh, I just took out a sign. Or, not a sign. A mailbox. Alright, let's get the weeding done. Can't really see it, though. That's the one problem with doing it at this point, at this stage of the process. Grab the seeder, get it shipped back. Just want to load the seeds at the store or something, probably pick them back up again with whatever next seeder we get. There's quite a bit of seed left. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in there. When we come back, I will probably... Actually, I'm not sure what I'll do. I'll probably go ahead and sell this thing off between episodes, just so you guys know that I am selling it. I won't be buying a new one yet anyway, not until that 47 field is done harvesting next month. So you guys will be here for whatever decision I make there. But for the selling part, I'll go ahead and do that offline. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.